According to studies, the average person spends about 4.5 hours every single day on their phone. Hi, it's me, the average person. I have spent just about 4.5 hours every single day on my phone for the last month. In today's video, I'm going to share 5 practical tips on how to reduce your screen time. The first thing we're going to do is introduce friction. That is, we're going to make it a bit harder to access the apps that are sucking away all of our time. If you have an app directly on your home screen, you are far more likely to open it up. So the first thing we're going to do is clean up our home screen and remove those apps that we want to spend less time on. And if you want to take this a step further, you can even uninstall them completely. Now for me, I spend way too much time on both Reddit and Twitter. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and uninstall them. In my opinion, they are 2 of the most toxic social media apps in existence. And it's something I personally want to spend a lot less time on. Now that we've increased the friction, the next thing we want to do is set some app timers. So if you head over to your search bar and type in digital well-being, we're going to scroll down to app timers. Click on view list, and we're going to click the plus button. In here, we're going to give a name. So for me, I want to reduce my TikTok usage. It's a very highly addictive, high dopamine app that I can just literally spend hours doom scrolling on. Go ahead and click tap to select item, and we're going to search for the app that we want to set the timer for. Click done, and you can also add a schedule. So I'm going to go every day. I want to spend no more than half an hour scrolling on it. Go ahead and hit save. Now when I've been on TikTok for over half an hour every single day, it'll literally shut the app out and I won't be able to access it. The third thing we're going to do to reduce our screen usage is to mute our notifications. So often I will be deep in focused work editing a video and I'll get bombarded with notifications, which invariably distracts me, and they say it takes about 15 minutes to refocus on what you were originally doing. It's for this reason I've blocked pretty much every notification on my mobile phone. When I use this device, I want it to be on my terms and not because I've been notified that somebody's posted a new comment or liked a new post. It's really easy to do. You just swipe down from the top screen, long press on the notification you want to mute, and click the little mute icon. Go ahead and click turn off and you'll no longer receive notifications for that app. The fourth thing we are going to do is set up sleep mode. For me, I find majority of my screen usage comes right before bedtime. I'll go lay in bed and instead of switching off, I will just mindlessly doom scroll. We want to cut that behavior out, and we can do that by enabling sleep mode on our phone. If you go to your apps and search for routines, there is an app called Modes and Routines. What we're going to do is click on sleep. And in here, we can completely customize what we want to do. We're going to start by setting a schedule, which is when do you want this to kick in? For myself, I want this to kick in at 9 o'clock at night and turn off at 5 o'clock in the morning. Next, we get to choose what we want this mode to do. By default, it's got do not disturb on, but we want to add a couple more to them. I'm going to go ahead and click on the other actions. I'm going to enable grayscale. So this will turn my phone black and white, which makes it just a very poor experience where you don't want to use it. Like, have you tried scrolling social media in black and white? It looks horrible. And the other thing I'm going to do is completely disable the network. So I'm going to scroll down to add action, and I'm going to click on connections, Wi-Fi, and I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi off automatically. This time we're going to go to mobile data and we're going to turn that off. This means when 9 o'clock rolls around, my phone goes into do not disturb mode, black and white, with no network connectivity. I still have a SIM, so in emergencies, people can still call and text me, but it makes it that much harder for me to doom scroll. The final thing we're gonna do to reduce our screen usage is to keep our phone off of us. At all times, I have my phone on me in my pocket. This makes it really tempting to pull out and just scroll whenever I have a moment of downtime. I've started doing things like leaving it in a completely separate room, replacing my phone with a notepad and books, and even purposely putting chargers all the way down the other end of the room where my phone remains out of reach. At this point of the video, you might be wondering, what's the big deal? Why reduce your screen usage at all? For me personally, it's not really about reducing the screen time itself per se, but rather limiting the amount of bad usage and increasing the amount of good usage. For me personally, I've found short form content like TikTok has started to ruin my attention span. Sitting through a TV show or movie has been excruciating. I often pull out my phone while watching TV at the same time now. And so I want to get a bit more of my attention span back, clamping down on that short form and replacing it with longer form podcasts and educational YouTube content, and reading books. The second issue I have is especially around Twitter, X, and Reddit. I've found them both to be on complete opposite ends of the spectrum, but both equally extremely toxic. And every time I finish using those apps, I end up feeling worse off, like really bad about it. The algorithms on these platforms really divide people. To drive engagement, they're constantly showing you the worst in society. Same with the news, and that's because we're psychologically wired to pay more attention to that. And so sometimes I think it's just best to disconnect. And on that point of the terrible content I see, with the rise of AI, I don't actually know anymore if what I'm seeing and reading is true or fabricated. If it's what people actually think, or is it a narrative being pushed by these bot farms? It's actually a bigger problem that I don't know how to solve. So my initial reaction is just to disconnect from those platforms and surround myself with the content that really uplifts me. Long form podcasts, YouTube, audiobooks, and just learning from really successful people. So that's been 5 ways you can reduce your screen usage and why I personally think it's something I need to do.